Alright, so welcome back, and the first thing I have to do is go to our upgrade panel, and so far we only have the health hooked up for subtracting from our money, and we're going to go ahead and add the rest of our stuff. So we'll go back to our start scene, we'll go to the script there, and then we want to go to our update health function, and we're going to take, let's just take this whole thing. And then we'll bring it down here and Control V, and let's just bring that back. And so then we have to say damage upgrade level, and player money, that's going to stay the same, that'll stay the same, and we just need to get rid of this. Reset damage buttons. That looks good to me. So then we're going to do the same thing down here. And we're going to go back and what is this one? Fire rate upgrade level. And we need to move that out for visibility. Same with, man, I must have been half asleep when I did that dumb shit. Alright, so then we'll get rid of this one and that one, we don't need those. And yeah, that looks fine. So let's go ahead and add the next one, and we'll move that back, and then we'll say move speed upgrade level. Alright, Control Z, my bad. We're going to get rid of that, and we'll get rid of the reset health buttons, and we'll save, and let's get rid of that print statement. Alright, let's give it a go. So we have our start scene, and we can't purchase anything. Then we close it, and then we start. Sorry about that. And then we go to upgrade, we have 14. So now I have to actually do enough damage to get some money. Get some monies. Alright, there we go. We have our cheat codes over here. And actually, there's another bug. If I just hold down the reload button, it'll just keep reloading. So now we got 82. Let's go to our move speed. So everything seems to be working. We'll press start. And yeah, our move speed is faster. We died again. And then we go to upgrade, 41, so we can buy health. We close, and then quit. So we have that. Alright, so a few more things I want to do on our start scene. I want to have the time displayed up here that you've been playing. The idea is to kill the plane as fast as possible, so we're going to display the timer. And then we're also going to have the timer not reset every time you die and respawn. It's just going to keep going up. So to do that, let's first go to our start scene. And actually, I think we need to go to our UI first, because we have our number of seconds here. And when we add a second, we want to say, we're going to add new variable to game manager. We're going to say game manager dot current level seconds. I think I already made this by accident, but we shouldn't already have it. and then I'm going to say equals number of seconds. So then we'll go to our game manager, and I'm just gonna copy this, and we'll go here, go to our game manager script, and we'll say on ready var current level seconds equals 0. And so then whenever we add a second to our timer, we're also adding a second to our current level variable in our game manager script. So let's go back to our game manager real quick. We need to add a little more here. We need to reset the current level seconds when we reset the game. So let's go to distractionless mode, and then where am I? Oh, I'm in the wrong script. We need to go to game manager. There we go. And so current level seconds when we start the game. Let's see, when we're resetting all these in the restart game, we're going to say current level seconds equals 0. And then we're also going to say current level seconds, and we have to create a new variable, and we're going to call this previous seconds. And I think I already made this variable by accident, but we're just going to make another onReadyVar up here and set it equal to 0. Yeah, sorry about that. In some testing I already made it, but yeah, you're just going to make a variable called previous seconds, set it equal to 0. And then every time the round is being re-instanced, we're going to take the current level and set that equal to 0, and then save that in the previous seconds. So this will be whatever our time is up to that point, up to that level, and then we'll add on from that. So we just need a way to get that from other classes, other scripts or nodes. So we're just going to do a func, and we're going to say get previous seconds. And we'll go ahead and just say return previous seconds. So now that we have this get previous seconds that returns our previous seconds, we're going to call it from our start scene to get the previous number of seconds, and we're going to do it in the update player money function because that's being called on our start screen every time we restart the game. So we will just Control C, and we'll go to our start screen, and we're going to look for update player money. That's when we update our text for how much money we have. So we just need to add in what is it, time label dot text equals get previous seconds. We're going to have to say game manager dot get previous seconds, and we're actually going to have to do something a little different. We're going to have to say var let's see, unrefined seconds. So then let's go back to our UI real quick, and we're just going to copy all of this, and yeah, let's just copy this whole thing. We'll go to start screen, and we'll put another function in right there, and we're going to pass in, what do we call that? Number of seconds, yeah. And then we're going to say update label, and that's going to be the unrefined seconds. So then we just need to come down here and do a little get node, and then we'll go to our time label, and that's going to be dot text equals converted seconds. And if you're not sure why we did that, it's because we're just getting like the raw number of seconds, and I want to actually show like minutes and seconds, so it'll make more sense once you actually see it. And what we're also going to do is go back and grab our time label and put in our theme, and we're just going to load, and I think it's my theme, that way it'll be nice and big. We'll put it right there in the middle, and let's just see, what does that look like? Alright, that's perfect. So let's go ahead and, oh, we should update label. When we first start, we're gonna update label 0. All right, let's start from the start screen and see what happens. All right, 0, 0, 0. All right, then we start. We do some damage and we get killed. We're at 6 seconds. So we're still at 0 here. Let's start again and see if it can. Alright, so the error that we were getting, if we go back to our game manager, the problem was that we are updating the label before we're actually getting the previous, before we're updating the previous second. So we just need to Control X and then Control V, set that in right up there. And then if we go ahead and run this, I'm just going to separate that out just so we know what we're working on. Let me turn that down. We're at 5 seconds, 6 seconds. Probably about, I guess it kept going after we blacked out. But yeah, let's start again. So now we're at 7, 8, 9. So we're not adding to what we used to, so we need to do that. And so 13. So again, we didn't add from the previous time, so we have to make sure we're doing that now. Let's go ahead and quit. So if we go to our UI and we go to our UI script, we can add it here. So we want to take our number of seconds, and whenever we spawn in, we want to take our game manager dot previous seconds, and we are going to add that. So number of seconds plus equals, sorry. Number of seconds plus equals. And that should do it. Let's go ahead and give that a try. Let's open our start screen. And we're actually going to start from there. We'll hit start. We get murdered. We got 5. So it'll probably be an extra 3 seconds, like 10 or 11 seconds, or 9. We'll hit start. And then we should be already at 10, 11. It said 1 there for a second, but that's because we have, I just had that set to the text on that label for the node. So we're at 25, nice. So if we start it, we should, 26, perfect. So that's exactly what we want. So nice. So we're also pretty stingy right now, so I'm going to go to our upgrade panel and we're going to change some of these prices. We'll probably change, you know, let's make this fun. Let's put this like 15. We'll maybe put these at 5. We'll probably put this one at, what do you think, 25. This one at 40. And the last one at, I guess, maybe 50. Why not? And then we'll do the same for all these. Let me hide you for the time being, and we'll put you at 5. Go here, put you at 5. Go fail. All right, control save. Then we'll close that and put our time label back. And when we open our upgrade panel, so let's go to our upgrade panel. Where is it? Open upgrade panel. All right, so we're also going to set our time label dot visible equals false, and then we're going to control C and control V, and then we're going to change that to true. Yeah. All right, let's run that little thing right there and see if it works. Upgrade. Close. All right, so we're hiding the time label. Perfect. So go ahead and quit. So now we're going to make a scene for when you actually kill the plant. We're just going to go here and go to user interface, and we're going to do a texture rect, and I have this pre-prepared image. It's the same one before. I just X'd out the faces in GIMP and then put a little message on it. And then we're gonna just do a button. This one is going to be save score, and we're gonna do Control D, and this one will be restart. Well, let's just do a quit. I'll put that one up here, and we'll save this. We're gonna call this one I don't know, end screen.tscn. Perfect. Alright, so now that we have our end screen, we have to add a script to it. I'm gonna rename the control to end screen, and then I'm gonna add script. Yeah, it's fine. And basically all we need to do with this screen is if we say save scene, we're just gonna save, we'll probably do like a name input. Actually, let's go ahead and add that. Text, edit, and then we're gonna need a label, and the label is gonna say enter your name. All right, and then we'll bring that down here. And then we'll change that a little bit later and make it better. And we're also going to rename this to text edit title. And we're going to rename this to quit button, and this one to save button. So we're just going to put a name in here, and that way if they don't put a name in and we hit save, it's not going to cause an error because we'll already have something in there. So from there, all we need to do is just call the game manager whenever we hit buttons. So we're going to need a, let's go ahead on the save button, node, press, connect that to our end screen, and then the quit button, press, connect that to the end screen. The text edit, I guess text changed, why not? Well, do we really even need that? You know what? Fuck that. We don't need it. That'll be fine. So on the quit button press, we're just gonna say, I think it's get tree dot quit. Yep. And then on save button pressed, we're gonna say game manager dot let's say save game, and then we're gonna pass in the text edit dot, and then what is that property called? Is it just text? Oh wow, yeah, it is just text. So text editor dot text. All right, so that means when we hit the save button over here, it's going to send whatever is in this text button that we can write and read. We can write over. Sorry, it's 2:40 in the morning here. And then, all right. So now we need to instance this, and we also need to create this function in our game manager class. So we'll go to our game manager, and we'll open this up. We'll go over here, and then we'll say func save game, and then we're just gonna call this our name. And for right now, we'll just pass, but we're going to come back to that. Actually, we'll print saving game, just so that we know it's working. So let's go ahead and run the end screen. And all right, invalid get index text on. Oh, yeah. Well, that would make sense. There we go. That ought to do it. Bam. Saving game. All right. So from here, from our script, when we call this function on the save pressed, we want to go to our game manager, and then we're going to code in our save and load functions. So if we go to the Godot documentation, we actually have these right here, and we're just going to Control C and Control V, pop those right in, and then we're probably going to have a bunch of weird indentation errors because that's how it works. Technology at its finest. And then, yeah. Believe it or not, still the fastest way to do it. Unless you're actually good at typing, unlike me. Alright. So, what happens if we just do this? We just press, not press, but we say save, and then we just hit name. All right, let's run that and see what happens. Oh, and let's actually change this to res. Let's see, my file .dat, and yeah, sure, why not? So it'll just save it right there And let's actually make a new folder, and we'll just call this data. This right here saves it to a user folder, which is actually good if you're making a real game. But since I want to be able to see it in here and open it, you know, we're going to do it this way. So then we'll go to data / myfile.dat, and yeah. So let's go ahead and I guess we'll run that. We'll hit the save score, and then we'll quit, and then we'll open this in File Manager, and we have my file, and where did it save? Well, it saved your name. So what happens if I pass in two variables? Yeah. Well, I mean, damn, I didn't mean two variables like that. Let's go, what happens if I pass in a list? Var dumb shit equals 1 b and some shit. All right, and then we pass in dumb shit. What happens then, Godot? Huh? Oh, we crash. Okay, yeah. So we're doing store string. Alrighty. Well, that still works for what we need. We really don't need to pass in anything complicated. What we are going to do is just do var use data equals name. Actually, we just got to make this all one string, so we're going to say name, and then plus name, and then some spaces. We'll add another plus, and then we'll do one more plus, and this will be time, and then we'll have another plus, and this will be time, which will be another variable that we will pass in. Actually, we can just do previous seconds. I believe that should work fine. Maybe. I don't know, we'll see. And then we'll say save use data. Perfect. So now we have to obviously add in the oh no, previous time. The only thing that's giving me concern is that's only getting updated once we die or restart the game, so that's probably not going to be updated. So yeah, let's say previous seconds. Oh, this is the one I need, and then Control C. So whenever we go to save the game, we'll do current level seconds plus previous seconds, and then var seconds equals, and then str. Convert that to a string. And I just realized we're going to have a problem with that, but right now that's going to be fine because we're just going to have the raw number of seconds. We're going to have to convert that too, but I just want to make sure it works at this point. All right, and we'll open up in File Manager. Take a look at what that says. Time 0. Perfect. So now let's go ahead and make sure that gets instanced when we kill the plant. So all we have to do is go to the plant and then damage health. If health is less than or equal to 0, we're gonna say die, and then we're gonna have a func die down here. So I think the best thing to do would be to play an animation that we don't have called die. So what I'm going to do is actually go back to my plant in Blender, make the animation, and then re-import it into Godot and sync it up to the new plant. So that shouldn't take that long, and I'll just show you how I'm going to do that. Let's close this one. Alright, let's get out of camera mode. We have the plant, and we're going to have to make these animations separately. We'll go to animation, middle head, pose mode, object mode, Alt H. Why is nothing visible? Oh, let's get out of camera. Let's turn that on. Alright, so I just want to grab all these, and I want to make a new animation and call this middle die. And we're going to delete that. We're going to delete that. And so then we're just going to go probably to about 100. And we're just going to... Oh, fucking... Alright. H. H. We're also going to hide this, hide this, hide this, and hide that. Now we just got that. Alright. Go back to pose mode. We're going to, we got every bone. We're going to probably bring this down. I'm just going to flip that down, flip this like this. And then let's spin this on the Y. And then we'll go on the X and just bring it up like that. And then we'll also probably drop this down a little bit to show that he's defeated. And we're going to say insert, location, and rotation. So boom, they go like that. And you know what? There probably should be one where he goes like straight up. You know what I mean? So we're going to have one where he's like this. You know, kind of like rearing back because he's dying. And we'll grab all that. I think this should also be, let's bring that back. And then we'll grab everything, insert, location, rotation. So how does that look? Boom, and then down. All right, that looks pretty good. We'll save that, and then we're gonna go back to object mode. Go Alt H to unhide the hidden, and then we'll hide that and hide this. We're gonna hide the walls again, and we're gonna hide this side, and then we're only gonna work on this side, hide this wall. We're gonna hit that, go to pose mode. So I think this one we have more of a kinematic setup, so oh that's right, we need to create a new one, and this is gonna be right die. And so alright, so we're gonna lift him all the way up like this, and probably turn this one kind of like that, and we're gonna open up the face so that he's screaming, and we'll just go ahead and say A, insert location and rotation, and then we're just gonna grab it and pull it all the way over here. We'll delete this and delete that. So that's going to be our middle one. And then we'll go to 80, come back down here, and we're going to drop him all the way down. But we're probably still going to have him like laying on the, what did I just do? Who knows? It's Blender, man. All right. Pose mode. All right. Now we gotta bring these up. I don't want them to go into the floor. Yeah, sure. Why not? That actually looks pretty cool. And let's just play him a little more that way. And yeah, that's fine by me, even though it's not touching the ground. A, insert, location, rotation. And then, so yeah. All right, we'll save that. And then Alt-H, go to object mode, then Alt-H. Then we're gonna hide the stuff again that we don't want. And we're gonna go ahead and get this one. So we'll click on it, we'll go to pose mode, we'll go back to here, hit A, make sure we got everything selected, even though we don't really need to do that. I don't know why I did that. We're gonna go with, what is it, die, left die. And we're going to delete and delete, and then we'll go over here, we're gonna bring this one up, G, that looks fine. Maybe a little more like that, and we'll bring the mouth open kind of wide. We'll rear back a little bit. We'll grab everything. Damn, should have moved my cursor before I did all that. Let's do it again. So we'll grab it, G, we got R, and then wheel R, R open, R, and then A, insert, location, and rotation. And then we need to bring him all the way down to the ground. So we'll go with G, and we'll just lay him kind of flat like that. Maybe up just a little more. That way he's not buried and we can see his face. Because it was done so well. And then I think I'm actually going to curve some of these too. Yeah, all right, A. And yeah, insert, location, and rotation. And so now if we go to Alt-H, we go to object mode, Alt-H. I think if we play it, they should all be dying. Look at that. And that looks fine by me. So now that we have that, we're going to go File, Export, GLTF. Actually, let's do it this way. Select the armatures and the meshes. Oh, there we go. All right, and then we're going to go File, Export, GLTF, and then include selected objects, and we'll do pulling animations from, and then we need to go to home and plant boss, and we'll just put this in a new folder called Plant 2. This is real big brain stuff right here. Shit, wrong folder. Export. Alright, hopefully that worked out well. We're going to go back into Godot now. And then we're just going to open up a new scene, go to 3D scene. We're going to say merge from scene. We'll then go to our Plant 2. We need to change this to all files. Oh. And then we'll click on the GLB. We'll bring in everything. and let's make sure we have the die. So let's go animation, save as, and what is it called? Left die. So let's say left death dot anim, and we'll save that in the plant 2, and then we'll go to the right die, animation, save as right die, and we'll call that dot anim, and we'll save it, and then we'll also get the middle die, and we'll go animation, save as, and then middle die dot anim, and get rid of the TRES, and we'll save it, and then we'll go to our plant here, and we'll go to the left, and we'll say animation load and left death, and let's just make sure that works. Perfect. So we'll bring that back, and there's no loop on that one. Make sure none of them loop, otherwise it'll just keep looping the death. So animation load, middle die, and then animation load right die. So let's just check that one. Perfect. All right. So now that we have that, when we die, we gotta say where are all of our animation? Left anim dot play, and then left death, and then right anim dot play, and then right die, and then middle anim dot play, and then middle die. All right, so that should be fine. So yeah, let's see how that works. We'll get health, we'll get damage, and we'll get movement speed, and then we'll close it, and we'll start it back up. I forgot about the reloading mechanic. So we're going to upgrade, we'll get damage, we need fire rate, move speed, we're going to start it back up. There we go, now we're doing some fucking damage to this thing. Oh, I think I can just hold down the reload button and keep firing, by the way, so I need to improve upon that. Oh, maybe I can kill it this round. Does it have 1 health left? There we go. That's kind of funny. Alright, so now that we do that, we need to so let's see, which one of these animations, you know what, let's actually have a timer. Let's go to plant, and we're going to do another timer, and this is going to be death timer. And this timer is going to be 7 seconds. It's going to be one shot, and it's going to start as soon as the plant dies. So I'm going to say at death timer dot start. Look at that. And then we need to obviously connect it. Node death timer node timeout connect to the plant, and we'll put that right there. All right, so now that we have the on death timer timeout, we're just going to say game. Oops, sorry, game manager dot end game. So let's go ahead and Control C, and we will grab. We'll go to our game manager script, and I'll put it in distractionless mode and close out of that. So this is going to be pretty similar to our restart game. I'm going to do a func and then end game, and I'll just put a pass in there. So we need an onReady var, onReady var end screen equals load, and I'll just drag it in. And then we'll get rid of that. Whoop. And then we'll say onReady var end equals end screen dot instance. Well, actually, we probably shouldn't do that. Let's Control X, and then we'll do that. And we'll bring it down here, and we'll just plug that in right there. And then we're going to say get tree. What do we do? Yeah, so basically what we're going to do is just go up here to our start game function, and we're going to select these, Control C, and then we're going to bring it on down and put it in here. Let me open that up, and so we'll get rid of that because we don't need it, and we'll plug in end here, and then we'll get rid of root slash what is it called, level 1. Can we actually just do, no, we can't just do level 1. We're gonna have to say, we'll get rid of this, and we'll say queue free, and we'll say get node, and then root slash level 1. What's going on here? Oh, dot. That ought to do it. Can we just do get tree dot get node? I think we have to do it that way. So let's try that. Where's the plant's health? We're going to lower this to 1. We'll just put it at 1 health. Yeah. Alright, we got 7 seconds. Non-existent function get node. Okay. So I think we just do what, get node. Well, that was interesting. need to free the mouse. So we'll go to end screen and we're just going to say func underscore ready and input dot set mouse mode. I think it's mouse mode visible is what we want. And yeah, let's go ahead and do that again. Really shot him up. All right, you win. Let's enter my name, average Godot enjoyer, and we'll save that score. And then we'll quit and we'll go to my data, time 8. So that's the raw amount of seconds. Is that correct? I can't even remember. I'll have to watch the recording. So after reviewing the footage, it's not as accurate as I want it to be. So one thing we're going to have to do is when we die, we want the clock to stop. So we'll go to our player and let's see. Well, actually, it's in our UI script. So yeah, we can still activate it here. So we can do UI.get node and then stopwatch and dot stop. Is that a function? Yep. All right. Let's try that. All right. Oh yeah, we were supposed to test if we died. Let's retry that. My bad. Oh, okay. So let's just go check out our UI scene real quick. I think I'm just grabbing the wrong thing. We just called it timer. Wow, aren't we special? All right, we'll go back. Fucking timer. All right. Now let's try and remember the main objective this time is to die. Wrong scene. All right, so we're counting. We stop. Yeah, we stop right at 4. Perfect. And then we'll start again. We kill him. 12, 13. 13, we'll call ourselves, I don't know, Plant Slayer. We're going to save that score, then we're going to quit the game, and then we're going to open it up, see what we got. Yeah, that sounds right. So now we also need to stop it when the plant dies. So let's see, maybe we should just put that timer into a group. I think that's going to be the fastest way to do it. We'll call this main timer add. And then when I'm in the plant and I die, I'm just gonna say get tree dot call group main timer, and we're gonna call a method called stop timer, and we don't need to pass anything in. So then let's just copy this, Control C, we'll go to our UI. We've got to put in a function here with a stop timer, and then we're just going to get our timer and say stop. So that is 2 ways to stop our timer. So then we go back to level 1, and once we kill it, it should stop the timer. 1, 2. It's still going, so we did not stop the timer. Maybe we put it in the wrong group. Timer. The group is main timer. And then we go back to our plant. Get tree.call group. Alright, so I'm stupid. Instead of putting our group on the timer, we want to actually add our UI to a group. So up here, we're going to say add to group, and this will be UI. And then on our plant, we'll say UI.stop timer, and that'll do it because we had no script on the timer node, and there's nothing to call there. So we run that again. If I shoot it twice, it should die, and the clock should stop. 1, 2, right there. 1 second. Fastest speed run in history. I'm a cool kid. Let's save my score. Let's quit the game. Open in File Manager. All right. Yeah. Name and time. It's 1. Alright, so I did some more testing on my own, and I just found a few more glitches that we need to fix. One, you can fire after you die, which we don't want. We're going to have to take that out. The other thing is if I hold down the R to reload, I can just fire endlessly because it's never checking if we actually reloaded. We're going to have to fix that. And then the other thing we have to fix is that our data isn't exactly accurate. Our number here isn't, and it's not in the format we want, so we can go ahead and fix that now. It's just one quick fix. We're going to go to the game manager update plant UI, and oh no, that's actually the wrong function, but we are going to go to the game manager, and on our save game function we have the current level seconds plus the previous seconds, and we're going to get rid of that. We just want the current level seconds, and we're also going to we have to get the format right. So let's go to our UI script, and we're going to copy and paste the format from there. So it's this one right here. So we'll bring that back to our game manager, and then we'll just plug that in, and then we'll say seconds. Well, we'll just do this, number of seconds. And then we are going to call update label, Control C, Control V, and we're going to do that on current level seconds, and we're going to we can just get rid of that, and we're going to Control X and then put that here. And instead of calling this update label, we're going to say convert time. I'm going to do a JavaScript style. Camel case. No reason to, I just felt like doing it. Update time isn't declared. Oh, convert time, yeah. Alright, let's do it Python style. Yeah. Alright, is that gonna work? Let's give it a go. Let's go to our plant and we'll lower the health. Let's put its health at 1. And we have to die at least once to see this effect. To see if our data is accurate. 6, 7. I'll turn that down a little bit. I died. Congratulations. So then if I hit start, and we'll actually kill him this time. So now we're at 12 seconds. So let's go ahead and enter our name, save score, invalid index text. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we just need to return that. Return converted seconds. All right, let's test that. 4 seconds. Then we'll start again. We're at 8 seconds. And then next time we'll kill him and we'll see if it actually gives us the right time. There we go. Killed him in 9 seconds. And then we'll enter in a name. We'll just say name. We'll save our score and then we'll quit. Then we'll go to data, open it up, my file. Oh, I already had it open. 9 seconds. So, looks like we're doing good now. So, one easy way, if we want our bone shot to not fire after we die, we can just we can go here and put on ready var, and we'll put alive, and that's going to equal true. And then we'll just go to our process and if alive, and then we will can we tab everything at once? Is that even possible? Can we just tab? Oh, look at that. And then we'll put in else, and we'll just say pass. I don't know if that's necessary. And then we'll go back to our UI. Who actually makes the decision if we die? Is that our UI? I think that's actually on our player when we take damage. So yeah, so if alive, and then let's see, if health is less than or equal to 0. Sorry, I read that wrong. So then we'll say get node, and we want to get our bone shot. Pretty sure we can get that right. No, we have to get our what is it, pivot slash bone shot, and then yeah, we just need the bone shot, and then we'll say dot alive equals false. That should work. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, I can't fire. I'm clicking the mouse, but no firing. The other thing we need to address is the reloading mechanic that was messed up. So let's just take a look at what we're doing here. So I was looking at this code here, and basically what we do is if we press reload, we update our ammo and show reloading, can fire so it's false, that type of stuff. And then I'm really thinking about it, and we're holding down the trigger most of the time. Why don't we just make the reload automatic? And to do that, we could just grab this up here. All I need is that, Control C, and then we'll just Control V and mag equals 0. So if we have 0 rounds in the mag, we can update our ammo to reloading and then start the timer, and yeah, it should do it, I think. Let's give it a go. Oh, I gotta stay alive long enough to get all the shots off. Yeah. And R does nothing. Alright, so that's that problem fixed. Alright, so one more thing I'm going to do is just add in a jump real quick. So we're going to go to our player, our kinematic body player, go to our script, and then on the unhandled input, we're just going to say if input.is action just pressed, and I'm going to call it jump. Jump, we'll do velocity.y equals 100. Let's do 10. I think 10 will be better. And then we also have to say and is on. Oh, I thought it was is on ground, but I guess it is on floor. Alrighty. So that'll return true if we are on the floor, in case you don't know. That just makes sure that we can't, double jump in the air. So let's see how that works. Oh, we didn't add it. Never mind. Did we? Project settings? No. We'll hit jump, and I'm gonna go physical key, keyboard, and close it, and then we'll run it and see how this works. Alright, that's not bad. So we can continually shoot that guy, and it'll keep restarting the timer. So what we need to do is actually disable collision. That's pretty funny. That's one more thing. So let's go to our plant. And then when we die, let's go to bone attachment, collision shape, disabled equals true. And so that's the right head. We need the middle head dot disabled equals true. And we need what, the left head now? Let's do it. Alrighty, Rockerino. Alright, let's try that again. Oh shit, we're running the wrong scene. Level 1, let's try that again. Bam, bam. Alright, yeah, you can't shoot him now. Alright, so that seems to be everything's in order. I think I'm going to call this a game. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of improvement we could do. Maybe I'll come back to this and do some other stuff, but you know, it's really just for display purposes. And I'll probably put it up on itch. I'm just going to get rid of the power up. I never really liked that thing anyway. This cube, it's been here the whole time. I don't remember why it's there, but we're just going to tuck it away. And then this barrier over here, I think what I'm going to do is just Control D, and then let's go to the transform, and we're going to go 0, actually Control Z, negative 90, and then this one's going to be 0. Never mind. I guess this one is going to be 90. Oh wait, no, it should be 180, right? Let's spin it all the way around. Anyway, let's just move it back. Right there. I kind of want to put the players back like right up against the wall. And then I think it's going to be facing that way. And yeah, I think we're going to do it just like that because we want the, well, there's the fire breath. So let's actually move him in like right there. We don't want him to be able to completely avoid the fire breath, you know what I mean? So let's bring that in. Oh shit. Alright, let's go to our shape, transform 0. We'll go to our wall, grab the whole wall and move it in. Well, that ought to do it. Let's see how that plays. It's a lot more claustrophobic for sure. Yeah, I think we're going to have to bring that back out. I think we're going to have to go to like right here and then maybe even a little further back. And then we're going to have to make... oh my god, we're already fixing shit. Alright, let's go to the... I think it's the middle head. Here we go. The particles. And then we got our fire breath, our collision shape. We're going to have to make that longer. And then let's set the particles to emitting. And so we're going to go to the time. Where do we want to set that? 4. I think maybe 2. Let's go 2.2. There we go. That looks good to me. So we'll save that. And yeah, that way we can be a little bit further back, and that even allows us to move that back just a little bit more. Right there. So let's play that. So that's as far back as I can go. And we actually did get hit by that. Now I want to make sure that you can actually jump over it. So what I'm going to do is we got to go back to our plant. Let's just set our particles to off, and then we'll go to level 1. Let's save it here so that in level 1 the particles are off. And yeah, I guess we're going to say debug visible collision shapes. Let's see where that collision shape is. would be pretty hard to jump over. You know what? We'll save it. Yeah, it's not a perfect game. You know, I mean, you can still jump over it. It's just kind of hard to see. But that would be very visually frustrating to the player. Let's take the collision shape and maybe we'll just move it down a little bit. And then I think we'll also angle it. So that might be maybe not as true to shape, but it'll give the player a lot more of a chance to dodge it. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to be able to fucking jump right over that. But I think we also need to just go to our plant and we'll go to our... I want to see the particles one more time. I really feel like they're not filling out as they should be. So we're just going to go to our process material. We'll open that up. We need to come down here to our scale. And we need to adjust our curve. So that looks a little better to me. So I'm okay with that. And yeah, it looks a lot better. Let's go back to our plants. We'll set that to off. And then, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and upload this to itch, and I'll probably just get rid of the saving feature, because obviously it's up there on itch. You can't save, but yeah, it'll also be on my GitHub. So, you know, thanks for sticking around for the tutorial. There's more content to come. I'm actually doing a game jam on the 26th of September 2022. If you want to fucking do some dumb shit, it'll be going for a week. I'm going to announce the theme the 25th. But yeah, check it out. It's on itch. Average Godot Enjoyer. I think it's called the Chill Jam. I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested. But have a good one. It was fun doing this series. I'll probably do some more. I want to try and do a recreation of like just a Halo level. I think that would be pretty badass. But yeah. Later.